What if India renamed parts of China? Would they become ours? Picture this, a game of chess, but instead of knights and pawns, we have names and territories. This is the game being played between two Asian giants, India and China. Recently, China made a move that stirred the pot. They renamed 11 places in a disputed border region, essentially staking a claim over Arunachalpradesh. This is a region that India firmly rejects as being China's, considering it an integral part of its own eastern state. But this isn't a new game. The chessboard between India and China has been set for a long time, with pieces moving back and forth in a dance of sovereignty and territorial claim. The history of conflict between these two nations runs deep and is often tied to poorly demarcated borders. The 1962 war serves as a stark reminder of the tension that simmers just beneath the surface. In response to China's recent naming move, India has not remained silent. They have asserted their own claim, maintaining that Arunachal is an integral part of India. This is not just about names on a map, but about the identity and sovereignty of a region and its people. Interestingly, despite the territorial disputes and occasional border clashes, the trade relations between the two countries remain robust. It's a delicate balance, a dance on a tightrope where one misstep could lead to more than just a war of words. So what's in a name? Well, when it comes to international politics and territorial disputes, a lot it seems. A name can signify ownership, identity, and power. It's a card in the strategic game of chess that India and China are playing, a game that has far-reaching implications not just for these two countries but for the rest of the world as well. With this move, China has added yet another layer to the complex and tense relationship between these two Asian giants. Despite the ongoing disputes and tensions, both India and China maintain robust bilateral trade. In a world where boundaries often blur in the face of economic gain, the relationship between these two Asian giants is a testament to the complex dance of diplomacy and international politics. The recent renaming of 11 places in the disputed border region by China, claiming sovereignty over Arunachal Pradesh, was met with a firm response from India. Yet this has not seemed to hamper the economic ties that bind these nations. The trade between them thrives, even as occasional scuffles and fragile situations along the border persist. But let's not forget that trade is just one part of the narrative. It's a delicate balance where one misstep can tip the scales towards conflict. This is where the strategic approach comes into play, as highlighted by the Biden administration in their dealings with China. They've emphasized an approach of extreme competition, imposing sanctions on human rights issues and reaffirming support for Taiwan, all while maintaining trade relations. This approach, while seemingly contradictory, is a necessary dance in the world of international politics. It underscores the need for a careful, nuanced approach to avoid potential conflicts, even as nations continue to interact and trade on the global stage. And while the stage may change, the players remain the same. India and China, two of the largest economies in the world, continue to navigate this intricate web of politics and trade. Despite their disputes, their economic ties remain strong, a testament to the power of diplomacy and the potential for cooperation even in the face of disagreement. The dance of diplomacy continues as nations navigate the intricate web of international politics and trade. In the grand scheme of geopolitics, what's in a name? It may seem like an innocent question, but the answer can often lead us down a rabbit hole of international relations, territorial disputes, and questions of sovereignty. Renaming places in disputed areas isn't merely a game of semantics. It can be a powerful political tool, a way to assert control, claim sovereignty, and shape narratives. Let's take a step back in history. During the colonial era, European powers would often rename places in the regions they colonized, erasing indigenous names and imposing their own. This wasn't just about convenience, it was a way to assert dominance, to make their mark on the landscape and the minds of the people living there. Fast forward to the present day and we see similar tactics being employed in various parts of the world. From the dispute between India and China over Arunachal Pradesh, to the renaming of streets in the United States to reflect the country's changing values and demographics, the act of renaming can ignite political debates and stir up strong emotions. In the case of India and China, the names of places in the disputed border region have become a battleground in their own right. By renaming these places, each country is seeking to assert its claim, to inscribe its narrative into the very geography of the region. It's a subtle form of warfare, one that doesn't involve guns or bombs but can be just as impactful. But it's not just about asserting control or claiming territory. Renaming can also be a form of resistance, a way for marginalized communities to reclaim their history and identity. It can be a powerful symbol of change, a sign that the old order is giving way to the new. So, in the world of geopolitics, a name is never just a name, it's a statement, a claim, a declaration. It's a tool that can be used to shape the world around us, to influence perceptions and control narratives. As the old saying goes, the pen is mightier than the sword. And in the world of geopolitics, the power to name may just be as potent. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the geopolitical naming game between India and China. It's a complex and captivating world, where names are more than just labels on a map. They are declarations of power, markers of history, and symbols of change. If you've enjoyed this journey and want to continue exploring the fascinating world of geopolitics, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We have a lot more insightful content lined up for you, and we can't wait to share it. In our next video, we will be exploring the role of technology in international relations, how it's reshaping the global landscape and altering the balance of power. It's a topic that's as timely as it is intriguing, and we're sure you won't want to miss it. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, the world is far more nuanced and fascinating than it appears on the surface. Goodbye for now, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.